Hi, this is Mark from Tryb Solo. Today I have a small card game called Goblin Vaults. It's a game published by Thunderworks Games, and thanks Thunderworks for sending it for review. And Goblin Vaults is a game set in the role-player universe. You play as goblins locked in the Coolback prison, the prison you may know from the board game called Lockup. And these goblins, they play cards, they have their small vaults, and they try to gather as many gears as they can in the vaults, because gears are the currency, the only currency that matters in the Coolback prison. You will basically play cards, you will get new cards, you will arrange your cards in your vault in order to score points. In each game you will have different goal cards, so you have to arrange the cards in your vault in order to fulfill the goals as best as you can. Now I will show you how the game plays, and then I will tell you my opinion on Goblin Vaults. This is Goblin Vaults prepared for play. At the start of the game, each player gains one faction card with the corresponding token. It doesn't really matter, the important is the color, because you will use these tokens to mark the card that you want to get from the market. At the start of the game, you also have to randomly pick or choose 3 goal cards. One goal card is kind of universal. It doesn't have any specific color. It's double-sided, so you choose which side you want to use. And then you have to randomly pick 2 other goal cards with different colors. There are more of them in the game box, and they are double-sided, of course. So you will have 3 goal cards, and the goal cards tell you how you can score points at the end of the game. Each player also gets 10 different cards, and these are the cards that you will use to create your vault. Vault is the section in your player area. It is not visible now. It contains 3 rows and 4 columns, and you will place cards in the vault, and depending how you place them, you might be able to score points for the goal cards. Each card has got a color. You have different colors on the cards. A number. The number is important when you will bet in order to acquire one of the cards from the market. You have a faction symbol. So there are 5 factions in the game, so each card has got a symbol, and you have this icon here that shows you the preferred location of this card in your vault, specifically the row. So this card would like to be in the 3rd row. You have 3 rows in your vault. If you manage to do it, you will score 3 points at the end of the game. For the 2nd row 2 points, and for the 1st row 1 point. So this is additional way to score points. But you have to remember that the cards have different colors, different number, and different faction icon. The middle area is it's called the block. You have 3 cards here, market of cards, and you will be able to get these cards during each round. Here is the deck of remaining cards, and this is the Warden card. And Warden card, on the Warden card that is placed on the top, the important thing is the color, because this is like a wild card. The color of the Warden card shows which color will beat other colors during the betting stage. And this is the symbol, and if you play a card in a round of the same symbol that is shown on the Warden card, you will be able to perform additional action. Here are the gears. You start with 3. The gears are the victory points, and they are the currency in the Coolback prison. You will be able to get the gears during the game, but also you'll be able to spend it. You will see how it works. And you have 10 cards in your hand. You have to, at the start of the game, choose one of the cards and place it in your vault in order to decide, in order to start the vault. As I said, 4 columns, 3 rows. The remaining 9 cards are hidden from other players in your hand. So at the start of the game, you should probably check the goal cards, because they tell you how you can score points. Each column in this game is called chamber. So for this card, you will score each chamber with 3 cards whose values form a sequence, ascending or descending order. So if you have cards like 4, 5, 6 in this chamber at the end of the game, you will score 9 points, or 4, 3, 2. This card tells you that score each chamber in which the highest value card is the crown card, and you get 3 points for this chamber. So at the end of the game, I don't have cards like this, but let's say I have 2, I have 1, and I would have this 3. So this chamber contains 3 cards, and the highest value card is the card with the crown. I will get points. And the last card says that I will score each, okay, this was this card, okay, sorry, Tom Library, score each chamber with at least 2 green cards. So if my chamber, each chamber with at least 2 green cards will give me points. If I have 2 cards, I will get 5. If I have 3 green cards, I will get 9 points. And you have to consider all the goal cards, because the way how you will create your vault should fulfill these goals. Additionally, as I said, you will score points per cards that are placed in their preferred row, and you will also score points for cards with the symbol that is matching your faction. Like this is my faction, so if this card will be in my vault at the end of the game, I will score 2 points. The thing is that when you place a card in your vault, you cannot move it around. There is one way to move a card, but basically, if you place a card, it stays like this until the end of the game. You have 9 cards left, and the whole game will last 9 rounds. Each round of the game, you will choose one of the cards in your hand in order to bet for one of the 3 cards that are available in the market. Let's say I will use this 4 to get this card here. So I place a card below the card I want to acquire. I will put my faction token here, so it means that this is my card and I want to get this card from here. Because this symbol on the card that I placed matches the symbol of the Warden card, I can perform a special action. A special action will allow me to move one of the cards in my vault to a different position, of course according to the rules of the card placement, or I can discard one card from my hand, for example this. I will put it at the bottom of this deck and I will get a new card. So if the symbol, faction symbol of the card you placed matches the Warden card, you can perform the special action. Either remove a card in your vault or swap one of the cards from your hand with one of the one from this deck. So this is my choice. And let's say the second player is doing the same thing in player order. He wants to acquire a card. He will place this 7 here. So no problem, this player wants this card, I want this card. At the end of the round, if there are more players, all players will do it. Because I wanted this card and no one wanted to bet with me, I will get this card from the market that I wanted. I will have to add it somewhere to my vault, let's say like this. I will remove my token, and the card that I used to get the market card will stay here in the third spot, and in the next round other players or I would be able to fight for this card. And this player would gain the 6, add it to his or her vault, and he will play this token back. And this is how one round looks like. You don't use cards from your hand to build your vault, but you use cards from your hand to bet for the cards available on the market. If, for example, a player would, other player would place 10 here. This is 10. If I would like to get this card in place of him, I would have to put a card with higher number than other players. So because there is no higher card than this 10, it's not possible. But right now I could play a card in the color of a Warden card, and this is like a wild card. So if I place it like this, I would win this bet, because even though my 1 is lower than this 10, my card is in the color of the Warden card, so I will win it. If a situation like this is at the end of the round, I will get this 7 because I won this bet, and I will add it to my vault. My card that I placed will stay in the market, but the player who lost will take the card he placed to bet and add this card to his vault. So one way of adding cards from your hand to your vault is to lose a bet on a card. And sometimes you can lose on purpose, because, for example, if I would bet for this card and I put a 9, another player may choose a card with lower number, especially, so he will place his token here, and he will add one of the tokens, gears from his or her hand here. And right now, because I'm the winning player, I will take this 4 and this 9 together with this token will stay here. And the player who on purpose placed a card with lower value will take this card back and add it to his or her vault. The cost was 1 gear, so this is how you can spend gears. If you underbid other player, you have to pay 1 gear, but you will be able to take the card that you used to bid back and add it to your vault. And this is how the game plays. After 9 rounds, you will have 10 cards in your vault, because 1 card you added at the start of the game, and then there were 9 regular rounds. You will calculate your score, compare your cards to the goal cards, to this final scoring card, and the person with most gears wins the game. Also, at the end of each round, the first player who got this, who has the first player token, can decide to swap the Warden card with one of the cards from the market. So the first player could decide to do something like this, and in the next round the Warden card will be green with this snake symbol. And this is how you play a multiplayer game. If you play a solo game, you will play against opponent, and this is like you get 10 cards at the start of the game, and your opponent will get 18 cards. You will choose 2 factions for your opponent. You have 1 faction for you, and at the start of the game, just like in the multiplayer game, you have to choose 1 card to start your vault, and the remaining 9 cards you will use in the following rounds. And each round from this AI deck, you take the top card, and this icon here at the bottom shows which card the automa will bid for. So this is number 3, so AI would like to take the 3rd card. Now it's my turn, and I can, for example, try to get this card. And after my turn, it is the second automa turn. You reveal another card, and AI will try to bid for the card shown here again. So like this. So each round it will be automa turn, then it will be your turn, and then it will be automa turn again. You play just like in a multiplayer game. You can use the Warden abilities. AI doesn't use it. When you win a card, you will add it to your vault. AI doesn't use vault, it just collects cards. And at the end of the game, it will get 1 point for each gear. It starts with 10 of them, not 3 like you, but with 10. Then AI will score 2 points in the easy mode for each faction symbol on the gathered card that match one of the faction card it's using, and it will get 1 point for each card with the color of one of the goal cards. And this is how AI score points. You don't have to build the vault for AI, it just collects cards and it will score these cards at the end of the game. If you play a two-player game in Goblin Vaults, you will also use AI. It will use a deck of 10 cards, but you will not count any scores for the AI in the two-player mode. It's only to make the bidding more interesting. So each turn you will reveal the top card and AI will try to bid for the card shown here. That's it, and two other players play normal game. This is how you play Goblin Vaults. Now you know how to play Goblin Vaults. Let me tell you what I like and don't like about this game. This is a small, fast card game, so there won't be a lot of pros and cons. But what I liked about this game, the game only contains a deck of cards and a small bag of gear tokens, and that's it. And when you look at the game, you would think that this is like a very simple card game, but it's quite crunchy. With all the goal cards and all the ways to score points, you really have to think a lot and plan a lot how to place these 10 cards in your vault to fulfill most goals. And the game allows you to think a lot and plan a lot, much more than you would think when you look at just the components. The replayability of this game is quite good. You have a lot of different goal cards. In each game you use basically 3 cards. There is a variant you can use more, but basically you will use 3 goal cards, and there are a lot of goal cards in the box. They are double-sided, so each time you play the game you will score for different things, and this will force you to plan your vault differently, place cards in a different way, manipulate those cards. So replayability is quite good. This game is super compact. As you can see, the box is, even now it's small, but if you leave the box at home, you can just take one small bag with the cards, second one with the tokens, and you can put it in your pocket, basically in your pocket, in your jacket, and take it with you on, I don't know, holidays, when you go to a pub, when you go to your friends. It's a very compact game, easy to take with you. You don't need a lot of space on the table to play it, so it's really cool. It plays very quick, as I said, 20 to 30 minutes, so it's a perfect game, you know, when you have a coffee break and you like to play solo and you like to exercise your brain. If you have 20 minutes, you can set the game up, play it, and pack it back in the box. So it plays very quick. What I don't like about this game, this is a game set in a role-player universe. You have goblins on the box cover, but the theme is basically not present in this game. You have no artwork from the role-player universe. Maybe they could have added some quotes from the goblin, from the Coolback prison on the card or something. Basically, this game could be about collecting flowers, collecting, I don't know, tomatoes, anything. So the theme is on the box and maybe in the rulebooks, but you don't feel that you play a fantasy game set in the role-player universe. And the way the AI works, the solo mode, I would say the AI is a little random because it doesn't have any priorities, which card to take. It doesn't try to take the cards from its faction or cards that will score more points, considering the goals that are present in the game. It just tries to take one of the 3 cards according to the icon on the card that it plays. So it's quite random, and you cannot really treat it as a real opponent, because there can be games when it scores a lot of points because it was lucky, and sometimes AI will score low points because it was unlucky. So you should rather treat this game as a beat your own score type of game. It's not a problem. It's a small abstract card game, so I have no problems with trying to beat my own score and trying to score as many points as I can each time I play the game. But I say you shouldn't really treat this game as a solo game against a bot. And to wrap it up, it's a clever, small game. It's more clever than I have expected when I looked at the box. I basically wanted to play this game because I like the role-player universe, I like card games, and I like fantasy games. But when I opened the box, I have seen only the deck of cards and some tokens. I thought, okay, this will be a very simple card game, but it's not that simple. You can think a lot, you can exercise your brain. It's a crunchy, small card game, very compact, easy to take anywhere you go. It looks cool, apart from the lack of role player theme when you play it. When you look at the cards look really cool. So if you like puzzle games, small games, card games, games that can be played with 1 to 5 players, games where you can bid on cards and you can try to trick other players, steal maybe some cards from the market from other players, you should definitely try Goblin Vaults, a clever small card game. Click the like button if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, I will be happy if you do. Visit me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. I post a lot of photos of games that can be played solo. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.